Good. It's good afternoon right now for me. Uh, Fair warning, I film these in my house without a filter, so who knows what you're going to hear, but I'm going to say that again here in a little bit. My name is Daniel Young. I'm the owner and founder of Adapted Perspective and the Adapted Perspective channel here on YouTube, where I help you make your dreams a reality. To review, I mean, this is a meme review, but to review where I've been, um, I made 76 videos, really 77 videos by the time I finished doing the one this weekend for uh, our closed-end fund strategy, but it'll be 77 videos for 2023. Uh, 32 of those were meme reviews of financial strategy reviews. The others were all based on closed-end funds, uh, kind of like a history of where I started, my expertise, how the system is built, and then I got into making videos solely based on closed-end funds. And I'm not going to review all of them right now. My point is, this is the first video for 2024. And I just want to give you of a little bit of review of where I started and what all this means. And yeah, so if you can't tell, these are raw videos. I mean, I have a framework uh, of notes, but I'm not rehearsing these. I'm not sending these to a clearinghouse. I'm not having somebody on Fiverr edit these. Um, in overall review, we use a hybrid financial system. And we were in the Dave Ramsey system until we realized it doesn't actually solve your problems. It doesn't get you out of the system. It keeps you in the system. It doesn't work for working professionals whose salaries never really change. So we use a hybrid system that we've developed. Um, it's based on Dave Ramsey, Robert Kiyosaki, Chris Crone, and anybody else who we happen across. Uh, it's built on Simon Sinek and Tim Kite, who are not financial guys, but they talk about leadership, and that really relates to finances. Um, and that system is called, or I've called it, the 12 Steps to Financial Freedom. And that whole thing for free is posted on my Facebook page called Navigate Your Finances. And it goes day to day. Um, but from background research to where you start to how to do all this stuff, but steps 1 through 12 for free, detailed out on my Facebook page called Navigate Your Finances. And I've sectioned out my financial advice and strategy to where to mirror Robert Kiyosaki. He talks about earned income, passive income, and portfolio income. So on Facebook, I talk about earned income and how to get to or how to bridge yourself from earned income into passive income. Or if you don't want to do passive, then portfolio income. My recommendation is to go from earned into passive because then that'll better set you up for portfolio. But for us, where we started, because we didn't know this, like it was a system in progress. We're kind of learning in progress. We did earned income and then we did portfolio income, and we're currently working on passive income. And it as a as a married, established couple with a primary residence who's not willing to move out of that primary residence, it is a challenge to get into rental income or passive income because you've got to put down 20 to 30% and have a bit held back and then navigate the current loan market. And I talk about all that on Facebook. If you are single or young, married, unattached, you're willing to move, like you don't have a primary residence or you're not exactly attached to your primary residence, uh, you've got a lot more leeway and you can play the game a little bit better, really a lot better than an older married couple. And I'm not an older married couple. We've been married almost 20 years. We're not an older married couple, but it's a little bit more challenging to navigate those financial waters than somebody who is not married that long or freshly married or still single. Like a 19-year-old college kid has so much potential to win the passive income game. It's insane. And I talk about all that on Facebook. Portfolio income, I talk about on YouTube because to talk about all the stuff that goes into to earned income or things you get taxed on, and to bridge that into portfolio income, things you don't actually get taxed on. You get taxed like your house has taxes associated with it, but you're also not getting taxed on your profits. Your earned income is taxed. Your portfolio income is taxed unless you have it trapped inside a Roth. So to talk about all these things on one individual platform, the water gets a little muddy. So on Facebook, I talk about earned income and I talk about passive income because I think that's the best bridge of to go from earned, and I'm kind of telling you how this works as we go, but earned income to side hustle and business to passive income. And then you circle back and fuel your portfolio if you want to get into portfolio income, like market portfolio income. If you don't care about passive, then it's still a better system, a quicker system to get into market portfolio income. So to divide that up and make it easier, yes, it's earned income and passive income on Facebook. And then on YouTube, it is stock market portfolio income and how we do that. We use a system solely based on closed-end funds that we manage on our Webull platform. Webull used to be, it still is the most friendly version of what I of the research I did before, before picking a investment service. Webull was not in its infancy, but it was still a pretty new company. And it was really easy to figure out how to coordinate our own investments and track them and monitor them. Now, I'm also not just using Webull's tracking system. So Webull tracks the up and down of our portfolio, so the gains and the losses. It does not track dividend return of investment. So I built an Excel file, really an Excel spreadsheet. I call it a master list or master closed-end fund list, but it's got a treasure trove of info. It's got notable companies. It's got all current closed-end funds. I believe it's 429 closed-end funds. The funds that we track get updated weekly. The whole list gets updated monthly. I've got to update that this weekend. Takes like 2 hours or so to update the whole list. But then process all the info, update our portfolio, which I'm not hiding. It's complete transparency. When I show our portfolio, that is our portfolio. It's got all of our scheduled dividends. It's got the history of our dividends. And then I do weekly videos, not asking you to send money to me in order to manage your portfolio, but teaching you how to manage your own portfolio and recommend, like if I'm buying funds, this is what I'm buying. Now, I'm not going to tell you to buy it, but I'm doing all this research for me and I'm making these videos to help you and then also to rationalize my logic. So here's my logic and here's what I'm thinking and here's why I'm thinking that. And based on that, these are the best funds in general. And based on these funds and our strategy, where the market is going and what we already own, etc. That was my garage door sound. Then we're buying this fund or these funds. Um, and then complete transparency on what we buy, how much we buy, and how it does. And then it, based on your strategy, make the best decision for you. So to circle back into my script and maybe not read it to you direct, if you've seen me make any of those videos, if you visited my Facebook page, you know that I love strategy and I enjoy targeted strategy. And that's key because as I continue to sift through and analyze these financial memes, We need that down to earth level of common sense, but also we need that strategy to understand what exactly the meme contains. So reminders, it's an unedited video. Who knows what you hear in the background as I film these in my house. Um, I will not be showing our strategy of closed-end funds today. And I am not a financial advisor. I am a financial strategist. Entry door. So know that I'm not out to slander anybody. I just want to separate good from bad financial advice because none of us wants bad financial advice. So the meme that I picked today, share my screen. This is my Pinterest board. Um, and all of my adaptive perspective pages pretty much have the same background, same banner. But we're on this board, and at the bottom, good, we're still here. At the bottom, I've reviewed all of these memes in different videos. And the one we're on today is this one, discipline, which is an accurate meme. It's not exactly finances, but it is finances. It's finances and life and everything else. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, even if you don't want to do it. And that's spot on for everything. Like finances are, you don't want to budget your monthly finances, but you have to, because if you don't tell your money where it's going to go, then it's going to tell itself where to go. And you're going to spend money in places that you don't want to spend it. Your budget is not the end all be all solution. It's a tool, and it's existing inside your journey. So what I talk about on Facebook is knowing where you are, knowing where you want to go, and how to get there. Your budget helps you get there, but it's just one thing. Now, it's an important thing. Every single month, we operate a budget. We have a budget for Christmas that we plan in advance. We have a budget for this, a budget for that. We have sinking funds, and all these things tied into our budget. If we don't do that, we found we overspend. So you end up racking a ton on credit card debt, or you end up just overspending your account and now have nothing in it and now owing money back to your bank. None of that's fun. The budget isn't necessarily fun. It's challenging. Okay. But it's building that structure, building that awareness, building that organizational system that helps you save money so you can face your fears and pay off your debts, and then using that and building that and expanding upon it to get further of where you want to go. And gosh, for the beginning of 2023, it's the perfect, simple, straightforward me. Wherever you are and wherever you want to get to is not going to happen on its own. Because if it could have happened on its own, it would have happened on its own. But it's not. Tim Kite teaches leadership and he models leadership. He has a very simple formula called E plus R equals O. Event plus response equals outcome. We all want amazing outcomes. We all face similar events. The response is something we can actually do about it. So the outcome is determined by our response. The event is pretty stationary. So regardless of what happens day to day, regardless of the events, typical month, AC breaks, car breaks, whatever, we all want to come out of that, right? But not in negative. Or if we do it for the entire scheme of life, the outcome, we want to retire early, or we want to travel the world early, or in my case, I want to own property. My response to my situation in life gets me the outcome I want. So at the end of the month, like we're talking about the end of December, which is a harder month, not because of Christmas, but for us, we do our groceries by weekends. So it's a 5 weekend month. Plus you throw in the different stuff for Christmas Day and New Year's. Plus it's Christmas, but all of our Christmas stuff is already budgeted. Like that doesn't weigh us down like it used to. It's just a harder month. So At the end of the month, if we successfully navigated the month, then we have money left over. Ideally, you have money left over that you can then push forward into your business or your investments or something that will help you out further down the road. But what we don't want to do is just burn the money. Now, I'm not saying you can't have fun. That's not my point. At the end of the year is New Year's. And where we live, you can do fireworks. So you can buy fireworks. I can spend $100, $200, $300 easy on fireworks. But if you think about it, that $300 you could put in the market, like our current portfolio earns about 10%, 9.98, 9.97. So 10% on 300 for a year, I mean, that's $30. Like that's not a ton, but that's $30 in my pocket as opposed to just, and I still have the 300. So now it's 330, right? That's a lot different than just lighting the money and watching it go poof and explode into sparklers in the sky. Yeah. Um, Now, I'm not saying that's not a bad thing. Like having fun and doing fireworks is great, or having a party and spending time with your friends is great. But if you're always doing that, then you're never saving money and pushing it forward that will help you out later. So if you're spending everything you have already, then there's nothing to do, right? There's nothing at the end of the month to do anything with. If you're budgeting well, scheduling well, organizing well, structuring well, then ideally there's something at the end of the month and you're not just scraping, right? But then if you're always burning through that money, literally, if you're always burning through that money, then there's nothing left over to carry forward. Navigating your finances is not all bells and whistles. It's not all fun and glamorous, but it's stuff you have to do if you want a different response, if you want a different outcome. Like you build the system in order to better improve, in order to improve your response. You improve your response to get a better outcome, right? We can all hope for different outcomes, but if we never do anything about reacting better, responding better, we're never going to get a different, we're never going to get a better outcome. And that's where discipline comes in, because the times where you don't want to do stuff, you do it anyway. Now you could call that resilience, battling through. You could call that tenacity, the ability to keep going. You could call that a lot of different things, but at its core is discipline. You do what has to be done, even if you don't want to do it. And as you struggle through it, you build resiliency. And as you struggle through it, right, you build all these other traits, like these key character traits or tenets of character traits that we all hear about. But at its core is discipline. So if you want a better outcome, whether that's in finance or life or ministry or relationship or pick your topic, if you want a better outcome, you need a better response. And in that response is discipline, because that event isn't going to change. And that's all I got. So I'm going to leave it there. Take off my share screen if I can find it again. There we go. So if you like the content, consider subscribing to my channel. Hit the like button and then head over to Facebook and join my group there called Navigate Your Finances. The information will be below. So as you face the year, I mean, we're at the very beginning of 2024. Think about where you are, think about where you're going and where you want to go, and get this metaphor in your head. You are the captain of your ship. I can steer mine alongside you, I can help you, I can advise you, but you are the captain of your ship. Your ship will go wherever you steer it. So make sure you know where you're going and why, and make sure you stay on the path to get there. So whatever you have, if it's something new, something not new, new goals, new dreams, new whatever, make it happen. because it is far easier than people tell you to. Like you don't have to work 30 years to retire. You don't have to. Our goal is it's like a 5 to 7 year plan. That's our goal so that we can accomplish our dreams and then live life outside of school. Live life, I teach. So live life outside of school, live life outside of work. Uh, our goal is to not work until we're 65, but to leave that place and own some land and open a hunting business. It's a different kind of work, but it's work that I want to do. I'll do the work that I'm doing because it helps me along the way, but it's not work that I want to do for another 25 to 30 years. So whatever you have, captain your ship. Whatever outcome you want, make it happen. Be willing to stay on track. Be willing to have discipline, right? Be willing to improve your response, and you will get a better outcome. So, this is Daniel Young signing off. I will see you all on another video. Bye bye.